Hey guys, Seth the Shrinking Pastor here with a bit of a unconventional video, at least for me. This is a first. This is what many of you in the pipe smoking community know as a Y.A.B.O, which I take issue with, actually, calling this a Y.A.B.O for two reasons. First, Y.A.B.O, for those of you who don't know, stands for Yet Another Box Opening Video, because YouTube is covered in box opening videos. First, this is my first Y.A.B.O, so I've not done a previous box opening video, so I don't know how I could be doing yet another box opening video given that this is my first. The second thing that's a bit problematic is there are no boxes in what I'm going to show you today, and so without a box to open, it seems a bit odd calling it a box opening video. Really, I'm gonna show you something. So this is my I'm gonna show you something video, or I.S.Y.S, as opposed to a Y.A.B.O. I've got three things to show you today, all as a shout out to my father Scott, whom I call Homer. And many of you know him as Mr. Aristocob from aristocob.com. Check it out if you are in need of any corncob pipes or tamps or mugs, or he's got all sorts of stuff up there, t-shirts, iPhone cases, all sorts of cool stuff. But anyway, he went out of town this week, and when he came back he had a few gifts for me. I harassed him on a couple of his videos about these, and he requested in return for these gifts that I do a quick Y.A.B.O just to shout out. So the first thing that I was not expecting, I told him I was going to steal his old one because he said he got a replacement for it, is this little doojobber. This is a eye pole made by FastCap, the company that makes hardware and tools for woodworkers, but this is pretty ingenious. It's simply a monopod. It's really sturdily built. It's got a sturdily, is that a word? I don't think so. It's sturdy. It's got a nice rubber grip, and on the end here is an attachment that you can put a camera on. Most digital cameras, traditional cameras now will fit onto the end of this, or they make an attachment that my iPhone's actually being held in right now that lets you, it gives you the same threading. It just clamps shut onto your phone. It fits any phone because it's completely adjustable. It's great. And then with this you can then pivot the top so that you can take video of yourself at a distance. You can do shots where you're holding it way up here to get background, and if you've seen any of my dad's recent videos, you have seen him using the iPole. He used it several times while on vacation. It's great for getting shots of yourself while you're on the move instead of having to hold the camera steady. And it's great for that. And so thank you to Homer, Scott of aristocob.com, for my iPole and for making it so that I don't have to steal yours. It was brand new when he gave it to me. I was really excited about this. In one of his videos, he showed off this knife made by a company, Grizzly. It's a hardware company, and he said that he got one for me, and he did. It is made in Japan. I don't understand why it has this N carved into the blade. With a company named Grizzly, you would think it would be a G or maybe even a Z, but they went for an N. I don't understand it. It's made in Japan, so it's a little bit higher quality than a lot of the knives I end up getting, because I buy a lot of knives from companies like Smoky Mountain Knife Works and Bud K or Woot, and so end up with just really cheapy knives from China. It's nice. It's super light. The clip is incredibly strong. My only complaint or beef with it is I like to carry my knives in my pocket. This really isn't designed for that. First, the clip is backwards. When you put it in your pocket, If you're right-handed, you put it in your pocket, the blade is facing the wrong direction. It's facing, the tip of the blade is facing down, and so you can't just reach in and open it with one hand. You have to reach in, flip it, and then open it. It's easy to open with one hand, but it's not great for that. Also, because it's so small, the clip stops up here, and compared to the length of the knife, the clip is just, it really stops too high. There's just not enough sticking into your pocket when you're carrying it that way. It feels like it's going to fall out. Great knife. I don't know the price, but he said that they're trying to compete with some of those other brands, so I'm sure it was pretty reasonably priced. It is super, super sharp. It cut through the plastic pieces around the eye pole with no problem. Awesome. Thank you, Dad. Finally, my final thing I'm going to show you. He gave me this Travel-On iPad cover. It says it's got an air pillow. Basically, it's a Ziploc baggie for your iPad. You put your iPad in here, you squeeze out as much air as you can, and then it's got this Velcro piece, and you roll up the plastic at the top, and then you Velcro it shut. They advertise it for you to take it camping with you, like if you're, I don't know, river rafting, canoeing, and you want to have your iPad to use its handy-dandy compass feature. Totally the tool I would use if I were going down a river. I could see it being useful camping, but what I actually thought of, the two immediate things that I thought it would be useful for, and my dad threw in a third. He said he uses his if it's raining outside. It's easy to just throw the iPad in here, carry it. The iPad actually functions through the plastic, so you can use it. So if you're doing like an event outside, we've worked with churches, and there are times that some people might need iPads, and it would be great for that, so that you can still use it without worry of a very expensive piece of technology getting ruined by the water. Initially, the very first thing I thought of was my nephew. He's 3, and he's messy, and he likes to play on the iPad. And when we go out to restaurants, in particular to the Mexican restaurant, he likes guacamole. He eats it, gets it all over his face, all over his hands, and he's still on the iPad. This would be great for kids, letting them use it. Could also be great if you use your iPad while you cook in your own kitchen as an adult, and just want to make sure to keep it clean from all of the food gunk and nastiness. I mean, it'll seal it in pretty well. I've seen cases that do the same thing that are, you know, permanent cases. But this looks like it was probably a pretty inexpensive alternative to that. The other thing I thought, I had thought of, this could be used for people like my dad, and then I apologize for bringing this mental image. If you've seen his video where he talks about shaving, you'll understand why. I could see this being used. It's got a little hook here. Could see you using this in the shower if you hung it up as the world's most expensive shower radio. You know, those have been around for a long time, things like Pandora, Spotify. It's really nice to listen to your radio stations on your iPad or your phone, but oftentimes the sound of the shower kind of drowns it out. You could, if you were adventurous enough, put your iPad in here, put it in the shower, and do it that way. They say like 78% of all people use their cell phones on the toilet. Think about the next time you're playing like Words with Friends, if they may be, you know, playing Words with Friends with you from the toilet, or maybe from their shower radio iPad case. So just think about that. Thank you so much to my dad for these awesome new toys. They will definitely be put to great use. I don't know how often I'll use this one, but the knife I'll use all the time, and I'm looking forward to finding some excuses to run around with the eye pole. So thank you. I hope this has been at least a bit interesting. I set out what I intended to do. I showed you something, and so hope that you guys have a great week, a great Monday. I'll talk to you later.